In this video, we have just, again, another example, more evidence of what is so often the case, which is that privileged people around the world are mixing into issues that they don't actually know anything about, issues that they don't have any connection to, aside from, of course, their virtuous compassion that they feel for these poor people, and they really know better what's good for these people than the people know themselves, and they're advocating for things on behalf of Palestinians that aren't actually good for Palestinians, and saying that things that, arguing against things, saying that that's not fair to the Palestinians when that's actually what the Palestinians want. But, hey, we privileged people in the West know what's good for the Palestinians better than they do. So if they say that this is what they want, well, we know better. We know better than these poor people who aren't smart enough to know what's really good for them or what they really want. So we'll just fight on their behalf for the things that we know are good for them. And we'll fight against the things that they're begging for because we know better than they do. They're like little children. They don't really know what's good for them. We know much better. So yeah, let's have a listen.
أنا من عندها سافر لأنه هون ما ضلش حياة. هان الحياة انعدمت. يعني طلع أنت المنظر ما ضلش حياة هان بالمرة. أنا بطلب من ترامب نفسه يهجرنا زي ما طلب. وأنا هبقى أول واحد ههاجر.
ساعتها الواحد خلص برضى بالأمر الواقع، يعني هجرة لأنه بده يعيش. بده يعيش في بلد تصونه وتشيله، يعني الواحد يرفع راسه فيها البلد إذا بلدنا مش مدورة علينا، وين نروح إحنا؟
من سيغادر؟ هل سيفكر في العودة لكي يعيش في خيمة؟ من لم يعش في ظروف الخيام لا يستطيع أن يحكم. قبل الحرب الأخيرة كان يغادر غزة باستمرار عمال، طلاب، رجال أعمال. هذا المشهد كان قائم. الآن سيتضاعف هذا المشهد. حماس في المشهد سيبقى يتكرر. كل يوم سيكون عندنا عمليات قتل. يعني بعد كل معركة كانوا يقولون انتصر غزة. ما هو الانتصار؟ نحن إذا لم يطرح قولا واحدا، إذا لم يطرح مسألة خروج حماس من المشهد السياسي، لا يمكن أن نتحدث عن شيء آخر. يعني بقية حماس سيهاجر الناس طوعي أو غير طوعي.
We have it there from several different people in Gaza, Palestinians, saying, one of them literally said, just let us go. I'll be the first to leave. I want to leave. I want to go live somewhere where I can live. Now, there are a few things here to address, if we're going to be honest, right? Number one is the situation as it is at the moment. There's a conversation about how it got here. And, I have plenty to say about that, but that's a separate conversation. But right now, things are where they are. In the present moment, as things are presently, they're all better off elsewhere. Nobody wants to have them. Nobody wants to take them. Nobody wants to actually do anything to help them. They just want them to continue to be Israel's problem. But when there's something to be done, when there's the possibility for something to let them move somewhere where they can live sustainably, not under the authoritarian terror regime of Hamas, all the people around the world who are saying, oh, we shouldn't, the way they couch it is, we shouldn't force them to leave. They're begging to leave. They're desperate to leave. They're living in a country that's almost entirely rubble, compliments of Hamas, compliments of the war crimes that they carried out, compliments of the fact that they've had hostages who were kidnapped in acts of war crimes and have been in captivity, including babies who were kidnapped, not even toddlers, infants who were kidnapped and who've been hostages in tunnels and dungeons for 80% of their lives now. That's the reason the country has been reduced to rubble. Right now, everyone in Gaza who is not a member of Hamas would be better off elsewhere. And for the past 20 years, anyone in Gaza who was not sympathetic to and aligned with the genocidal terror mentality of Hamas was better off not being there, because anyone who doesn't side with Hamas, their life is at risk. Hamas murdered Palestinians every day. people who are politically opposed to them. So they are better off elsewhere. They would be better off elsewhere. They want to leave. They're literally saying, please, I want to be first. They're begging to leave, but everybody else knows better. No, 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 that's ethnic cleansing. Allowing people who are desperate to leave, allowing them to actually leave like they're begging to do, that's ethnic cleansing. Seriously, the things that people come up with. And not only that, what's more impressive is the thirst with which so many people just listen and buy all of these outright lies and distortions, and just listen and accept these narratives that are so at odds with the truth, so at odds with the facts on the ground. You have it here. These Palestinians are lining up to say, I want out. Let me out. Let me go somewhere where I can have a life. And there are a few things. Number one is, like they're saying, one of the things that comes up repeatedly in this video is they're talking about the fact that there's nowhere to live. It's rubble. They live in tents, etc. Who wants to live in a tent? And number two is, right, one of the other points that came up is it's not just about the rubble and the tents and the destruction at the moment. It's about living under Hamas. Living under Hamas means living under the rule of a genocidal terrorist organization that murders Palestinians for political gain every single day. And Palestinians want out. The ones who aren't aligned with Hamas don't want to be there. They want out. It's not called ethnic cleansing to let people leave if they want to leave. You heard it from their mouths. There are multiple reasons they would love to leave. They want to leave. This whole idea that we're kicking them out and ethnically cleansing Gaza it's just a bold-faced lie. It's not the first bold-faced lie that's propagated en masse on this topic. It's just another one in the collection. But it's nothing less than an absolute bold-faced lie. And the audacity with which people stand up and present it like it's some virtuous claim on behalf of these poor Palestinians, and then the I don't even know how to describe it, but the way that so many people just buy into that narrative and lap it up, it boggles the mind. It really does.